When Tati claims a device like the Medicube Age-R Ussera Deep Shot is better than Botox, you can be sure the beauty world is listening. Now, the better than Botox is the catchy title Tati gave her video. The device is actually very different to Botox, as we will explore in a bit, but still, I was more than intrigued when I received one in the mail. So, I filmed my before and committed to using the device 3 times a week for 8 weeks. How did my face change? How do you best use the device? And would I purchase it again? Here's my review. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Dr. Anne, a physician passionate about skincare and well-aging. Now, before we look at the device itself, let's take a quick look at the data of the use of radiofrequency in skin rejuvenation. I did an in-depth video on that topic that I will link up here. But the short version is that the radiofrequency generates heat in the tissue, damages the collagen through that, and initiates a wound healing response leading to new collagen, new elastin, and new blood vessels. Basically, a controlled wound leading to skin renewal and tightening, but without the intensity a laser would have, and so a lower risk for hyperpigmentation. Aside from burns, swelling, and redness, the main side effect is the risk of fat loss in the treated areas, as fat cells heat up easier than the surrounding tissue. This is the short version. If you want more information, make sure to check out my initial video. The Ussera Deep Shot device helps enhance collagen stimulation within your skin. It helps plump up the skin by stimulating collagen to aid with aging skin. It is important to note that while the Medicube Age-R Ussera Deep Shot device is FDA registered, it is not FDA approved. Registered means the FDA is aware that the device exists. Approved would mean they state it is safe to use. Not having approval does not automatically mean it is unsafe. It might mean that it's still in the approval process or never was submitted. I just wanted to make sure you know the difference. After you have charged the device with the charger, you apply a conductive gel to the flat top and distribute it over your face and neck. You could of course use your fingers for that, but doing it with the device is way less messy and actually feels kind of nice. There are 3 buttons. The lowest one is to turn it on and off. The middle one is to set the intensity. It ranges from 1 to 5 and is visible as little dots at the top of the 3 buttons, and the top one releases 1 shot. You can hear from this sound that it is sending out radio frequency. The recommendation is to start with 1 and work your way up over time, and I personally stopped at an intensity of 4. 5 is uncomfortable hot in certain areas and leaves my skin red, so I prefer to err on the side of caution. Once you've chosen your setting, you press it on the skin, release a shot, and then move on to the next area. The instructions tell you only to use it once on each part, but when you follow the very good tutorial on their website, which is what I did, you'll see that this means you don't use it on the same area twice back to back, but instead do one part of your face, then the next part, and then return for a second and later 3rd round on the cheeks. I'm sure this routine could be adapted to your personal areas of concern, but so far I've only followed along the tutorial without any changes. The device will give you an acoustic signal after 10 shots, so you'll know when to move on, and a different signal when the last 10 shots starts, and will shut down automatically after you administered 80 shots in total. You could obviously start it again, but the flat top gets pretty warm, so if you share it with a friend, make sure to let it cool down in between uses. Now, the device comes with a dedicated gel, the Age-R Booster Gel Serum, but just like it is with the new phase, any conductive gel will do. The booster gel, though, has several skin beneficial ingredients, though your average no-name gel has not, namely humectants, niacinamide, and then a bunch of plant extracts, and can be left on the face after the treatment is done. I got 2 tubes along with the device and enjoyed them, but in the long run will stick with my big bottle of no-name gel that I use with my other devices as well. When you think about the way this Medicube works by creating damage to initiate the healing process, it is obvious that it shouldn't be used too frequently. You need to give the body time to actually heal. The brand recommends using it 3 times a week, which is what I did. You could use it more often as it's relatively quick. The whole routine takes 5 to 7 minutes. But I recommend sticking to these 3 times a week max. Now let's look at my before and after, keeping in mind that no matter how hard I try, I simply can't keep the lighting and position of my head exactly the same. I'm not sure it really shows on camera, but when looked at in real life, my face appears and looks firmer. My skin feels more bouncy, and people meeting me have commented on how good my skin looks or asked if I have lost weight, which I most definitely haven't, based on how my face looks. Are my jowls gone and my jawline as tight as it was when I was 20? Absolutely not. Especially in the little sagginess I have there, the changes are the least noticeable, but I never expected a skincare device to replace a surgical intervention anyway. But seeing these albeit small improvements, despite already having a good routine with tretinoin and sunscreen, as well as other skincare devices like LED and microcurrent, is impressive. My skin was good before using radiofrequency, but looks even better now. When asked how long these results last, it is hard to tell. Other than with microcurrent, I do not see an immediate effect other than sometimes a little redness, but more of a gradual improvement over time. That is permanent. When I went to New York for a week without any devices, my skin did not gradually get back to how it was before using the device, or at least as permanent as skin improvements ever will be as time goes on and the natural aging process continues. From the little that we know from studies, the full results after in-office treatments take up to 6 months to develop, so I'm curious to see if I see even more changes with time. It is safe to say that I enjoy using a radiofrequency device on my skin and that I will keep it in my routine for the time to come. The Medicube Age-R is easy and comfortable to use. My only minor complaint would be that it's getting pretty hot on the highest intensity, so I could see myself repurchasing this one should it break. There are other options though, I will link some in the description box, that look interesting as well, so while I'm sure I will keep using radiofrequency, I wouldn't say it will always be this one. The Medicube Age-R is, like all skincare devices, only suitable for those that already have a good routine in place, are willing to accept subtle results and have the means to spend. I can't stress enough that you do not need them to get beautiful skin. They are an extra, not a necessity. If you have any implanted cardiac or other devices, suffer from a condition that affects your pain or heat perception like diabetes or similar, you should not use the device without prior consultation with your healthcare provider. Now, coming back to the initial better than Botox claim, how does the Ussera Deep Shot compare to injectables? Well, it doesn't. Botox is used to prevent wrinkles forming due to repetitive movements like furrowing your brows, and radiofrequency devices aim to enhance collagen production for skin tightening, so are they completely different in mechanisms of action and outcome. To be fair, Tati said in her video that she quit Botox due to costs, maintenance and risk of side effects, and that the device did not require multiple visits to a practitioner for upkeep or had side effects, and for that was better choice for her currently than Botox. She didn't actually compare the two in effects. If a skincare device or injectables like Botox or fillers are the better choice for you depends on multiple factors. What do you want to achieve? Are you willing to go in for upkeep? What fits your lifestyle best? And is a decision best made talking to an experienced provider? If there's anything you would like to add, please do so in the comments below. I will link to more videos you might find interesting on the screen, and add links to my Instagram, blog and Patreon account in the description box. See you soon. Bye!